Hi, everybody. This is Bonnie Barker with Bonnie Bay Crochet, and welcome to Friday Fun Live. We've got lots of things. I've got lots of things. I'm looking around my desk here, lots of things to show you today. I'm so glad that you're here. So I'm just going to jump right on into the chat and just try to check in with folks and see how you're doing. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful Easter like I did. Wonderful time with family. Very busy. Took me a couple of days to recover from a grandson here, which was wonderful. And of course, his parents, my son and his beautiful bride. Always wonderful, wonderful visiting with them. And I'll tell you a little bit about that in a bit. Let me go ahead and jump in and just want to say hey to folks who've been so patiently waiting. Kelly, thank you so much for sending me that picture of a doily. I'm going to share that this coming week if I can. Beautiful, beautiful work, my dear. And Brad's mom, thank you for the reminder of that thumbs up. If you all can do that, that would be great. If not, don't sweat it. Not a big deal. And Linda says, good morning, Bonnie, Hannah, and Becky from sunny and pleasant Southwest Chicago suburbs. And again, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Thank you so much, Linda, for that reminder. And Hannah will be joining us shortly. She is on duty right now, and she'll be home and with us in just a short time. If you see anything kind of fishy or weird in the chat, feel free to flag it. You can. So, but she'll be here soon to help us with that. And thank you, Kelly, for your kind comments. And love to craft. Waving right back to you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here. And Miss Wanda Gordon, thank you for joining us. She says, good morning, Miss Bonnie and everyone. Praying for everyone in our group. God is so good. Thank you for doing that, Wanda. Um, quite honestly, this has been a really busy week for me, and I just haven't been as faithful in that area as I would like to be. So I just so glad at times like that, weeks like that. I just trust that there's grace. God, it's not a matter of performance, but it's a matter of resting in his grace and trusting in him. And that's where I put all my eggs, all the eggs in that basket, so to speak, coming off of Easter. Um, and Angie, good morning to you. And Millie says, hi, Bonnie and everyone from Scotland. Well, welcome, Millie. Wow, all the way from Scotland. That's so great. So it must be kind of getting later in the evening. I'm guessing it's around 6 o'clock p.m. there. Um, not sure how that, our daylight savings time affects that. If it's more like 5 or 7, I'm sure it's in that area, but you're probably looking at supper time now. I'm looking towards lunch once I finish here, but I'm not in a rush to get off. And DL Chris says, good morning from Southern Oregon, working on the third panel of the Navigator Lap GAN. Yay. I hope you all enjoyed that one. That one was a lot of fun to do with the collaboration. If you're looking for that, it's in our video list. If you ever have a hard time finding something, just go to the little spyglass, a little circle with the little line attached to it, and just put in the name, or just put throw or blue Afghan or anything like that, and it should pop up for you. The AI, as much as we like to, talk about its negatives, some of the positives are it really does help. It really does help in finding things on the site a lot faster these days. We have Sandra Harper. Good morning to you from Southern California. And Red Hook, it's good to see you in the chat. And Lisa says, good morning, everyone. Coincidentally, I just purchased your bonbon blanket pattern this morning to use at my DK yarn stash, and that's the blanket on your Fun Live announcement. Well, you know what, Lisa? I'm going to pause with that comment. I'm going to show everybody what you're talking about. This is the Bonbon baby blanket. I'll go ahead and open it up to full size. And the reason I call it bonbons is that's what Good Loops Yarn Company called their little pack. It's like a pack of one of every color that they make. And I'm going to show you the yarn in just a bit. So this is the bonbon blanket. It's something that's cottony, made out of DK weight. Let me throw that back there. Of course, it's not going to stay. All right, that's good enough. So let me show you what I used. And again, this is they're not paying me to say this. I haven't really talked to these people in a long time. So this is just yarn that I love. I'm not going to promote something that I think is junk. This is not cheap yarn. I'll just say that up front. It's not your, your Walmart kind of yarn, but it's very good and it feels amazing. This is actually um, manufactured in South Africa, the Eco Fusion. This is actually a combination of bamboo, viscose, and 50% that and 50% cotton. They do have 100% cotton. I guess I thought I was grabbing that, but I didn't. And they also make this really, I don't know if you can see the sheen on this. This is 100% eco bamboo. And these are really nice. Let me give you the yardage on these because, okay, this is back in the day, this was $6.25 for this little bit, but it's 125 meters. So that's not bad for, responsibly sourced bamboo. And this, I guess, was about the same. Um, yeah, 125 meters. So this is what I used on this blanket behind me. But just like anything else that I show you, you don't have to have exactly what I use. You can use whatever you have in your stash. And this is a really good stash buster. You can even upsize your hook and your yarn to worsted weight if you want to. It's just going to feel a little different. It probably won't be as drapey as the cotton, but maybe you don't need it to be as drapey. So, yeah, let me show you some other things just real quick made with this bamboo yarn. I use 2 balls of this, and this is just a nice little summery scarf that you can wear a bunch of different ways. And I have this in a couple of different colors, and I'll be showing you some of this, but just wanted to show you, some of the things you can do. I'm going to be showing you lots of things that you can do for the summer, for the spring. Maybe you don't want to be sitting under a real thick Celtic cable throw in 95-degree heat. I get that. You maybe want to work with squares or something like that. We're going to talk all about that in just a bit, but I'm going to get back to the chat because I don't want to get too far behind here. Hey, Alana, she says, hi, y'all. Glad to be here on another Bonnie Friday. Oh, thank you so much. I like your little shamrock there. And Diane is joining us from New Jersey. And thank you, Lisa. I didn't write this down on my list, but I wanted to mention that Lovecraft's Paint Box Aran. That's the yarn that I use a lot of times for a lot of my throws. It's available on Lovecrafts for 45% off. That's like a really hot deal. I do have a link in the video description below. If you look, I do have the link that says yarn for the On the Hill Far Away Easter throw, and I show where it's available. If you click on that link, it is an affiliate link. I do use those unashamedly um, because it just, it helps me a little bit, but it doesn't cost you any more. But right now, I don't know how long this is going to last. And again, they're not paying me to say this, but if I didn't already have enough yarn for about 3 throws ready to go in my other storage area, I would be jumping on this deal. I might get tempted nonetheless anyway. 45% off when you buy packs of 10. That's the Aran or the worsted weight acrylic, 100% acrylic. It brings it down to like $26 and something for 10 balls of yarn, which is spectacular. If you order, I believe it's like around $65 worth at once. So if you ordered, I don't know, 3 packs of that, you would get free shipping. So think about it. Again, no pressure from me, but it's just a really good way to order your yarn. And if they're in packs of 10, they're going to be in. They will be the same dye lot. I will almost uh, I would bet a lot on that. But what you can also do when you order is ask them to specially check to make sure that they are all the same dye lots. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, look in my video list. I do have a recent video, it's about a week and a half old, about a dye lot disaster. Look at that. You'll understand what I'm talking about. You definitely don't want to have a dye lot disaster happen to you. I promise. All right. Thank you, Lisa, for that prompt. I would have forgotten otherwise. Martha, good morning to you, all the way from an overcast Southern California. And Ola Joe, the crocheting sailor, it's so good to see you. Um, I forget where you're from again, but anyway, let me just throw out one thing real quickly. Tomorrow it's a one day only Frederick Fiber Festival at the Frederick Fairgrounds in Frederick, Maryland. So I'm going to be driving up there. I don't have a table. I'm not selling anything tomorrow, but I'm going to be walking around. I'm going to try to go in the morning. I'm specifically going to give my book to my indie yarn dyers that provided some of the yarn I purchased, some of them was comp yarn, but I'm going to give them a signed copy of my new book that features their yarn. So I'm looking forward to just seeing them. Laura from Jewel Designs. Do I have one of her things up here handy? No, I do not. Hold on a second. Let me get, whoops, I'll be right back. I'm going to go show you what I'm talking about. Okay, those are empty. Okay, well. Okay, well. Let me check here. Oh. Gee whiz, guys. I was going to show you. I do have one thing to show you. Jewel Designs. The reason I can't just show you all the different things is because they are in service. I use these things all the time. And so what I generally do is I set um, my scarves the way I'm going to wear them. And I use her, what she calls stud buttons, which is a little button with a piece of leather that snaps on behind it. And it holds your shawl exactly the way you want to wear it. So you can just pop it on and it's ready to go, or take it off. It's not like you have to fidget with with the shawl pins. Shawl pins are beautiful. I use them too sometimes. But if you don't want to fidget with that or take a chance on stabbing yourself or losing it, these other buttons are so much more secure. Here's another one. This is called Women's Wealth, and it's based on a tradition in the Asian area of the world. But and it's beautifully designed. And so what you would do with this is, if this is the bulk of um, of your shawl, you would wrap and wrap and wrap, and then snap, and so it would hold your shawl in place the way you want it. You can wrap it multiple times. I just wrapped it once. I usually have to wrap it a couple times, but it holds very securely, very firmly. Anyway, Laura, what Jewel Design, spelled Jul. I've talked about her a lot. Again, she's not paying me to say this. She's my friend. I just believe in what she does, and I love her work. Um, Again, her stuff is not cheap, and part of that is because she designs these. These are manufactured by hand in Indonesia, in the area of Bali, where she used to study for her anthropology degree. Yes, she's an anthropologist. And anyway, they make a living wage making these. So if you have to pay a little bit more, it's because you're not paying, you know, um, way below the cost of living, kind of like the cheap China. Some of the things coming out of China can be very cheap and kind of using slave labor. These don't use slave labor. They pay the people who manufacture these a living wage. So you're going to pay a little bit more, and I'm happy to do that because of that. Um, I'm not against buying something, that's inexpensive, but when you see what I'm thinking about made in China, or in sometime in other places in Indonesia too. I mean, something that's like hand crocheted that would take you or myself a couple months or a couple weeks at least to make, and at least maybe $40 worth of materials. And you see it at a store somewhere for like $15. The person who made it is not doing well. So that's why I kind of not real crazy about that kind of stuff. But anyway, Jewel Designs will be at the Frederick Fiber Festival. I'm going to be giving her a copy of the book as well, because I did use her fasteners in the photography process of my shawls, because that's the way I wear my shawl. So anyway, I'm really excited about just walking around. I'm going to have, other than handing the books to the people, I'm going to have no responsibilities tomorrow except to be a shopper, to talk to people, to mosey about at my own pace. And I might even go alone. So I'm not having to hurry up to accommodate anybody else. Isn't that selfish in a wonderful way? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever gone shopping with someone and who, as soon as they get there, they're like, "You ready to go?" And I'm like, "I just got here." So I'm not gonna have to worry about that too much. As long as I'm home by sundown, I think I'll be fine. Anyway, so tomorrow, Frederick Fiber Festival. If you're gonna be there, and you wanna do lunch, let me know. You have my email in the video description below, bonniebay@me.com. If you're going to be in the area, I'm not looking for stalkers. I mean, if you seriously wanna get together and just meet and have, hang out, we can do that, if you're in the area. So do let me know. Um, all right, let me get back to the chat here. Um, Ekstrom, good morning to you. And Lacey Lavender One's Backyard Blessings. Wow, that's an interesting name. Thank you for joining us. She says, Shalom, Bonnie and everyone. Well, thank you. Speaking of shalom, it's out in the car. I just bought a hat to wear because the weather's getting so good. I can put the top down of my car. Um, when I was at the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C., first time I've ever been there. I didn't even scratch the surface. I want to go back, but I went down to see the Megiddo mosaic. I'm not going to get into all the details because I probably won't remember them. Okay, great. Hannah's back. Welcome, Hannah. Um, but anyway, it's at the Bible of the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C. until July. Then this display is going to be traveling to the British Museum in London. So all you UKers, if you are near the British Museum, a fabulous museum, by the way. And then after that, it's going on to the Louvre in Paris. So another fantastic museum, one of those places that, again, you can run through the place all day long and you won't even scratch the surface. We tried back in 2013. So anyway, fantastic opportunity for us here who live in the vicinity of Washington, D.C. If you're in the area, please check it out. But while I was there, I was able to get a hat and it says Shalom on the top. And I'm really excited about wearing that. Um, Anyway, so Shalom, that's a wonderful greeting of peace. And Karen P, welcome, welcome, welcome. And Cindy, so glad that you could be here. She says, good after. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. You are so sweet, Cindy. And Dorothy Perry, waving right back at you. Thank you for being here. And CC Angel, glad to have you here. I like those pink hands. Um, got lots and lots of people here. Whoa. And Ola Joe says, Amen. All the eggs in that basket, the Jesus basket. Yes, yes, ma'am. And Sandra says, Hi, Bonnie. I see your new book is available in your Etsy shop. Okay, is it available? I saw that you were going to have them at the Pittsburgh show. Yes, I should have them at the Pittsburgh show. I'm hoping to have them everywhere I go this year. I do have these in my Etsy store. So if you want a signed copy, definitely, check that out. And I do need to let you know one thing about them. There's a little bit of a goof. I just want you to know that I'm doing what I can. This has been corrected in the ones from Amazon, but I ordered a bunch of copies, and one of the QR codes was inaccurate, and that has been corrected. I'm adding a little piece in here so that you have the correct link. But honestly, you don't even need the QR code if you know how to look up the item by name, because these are not exclusive links. These are public links. So you can look it up just with the simple, a simple lookup. But let me show you some of the pictures in here. Here's a picture of the bacon scarf. It's kind of hard to see the texture through me showing it to you right here, but it really does look like bacon. This this will show it a little bit better. So I asked Hannah when I finished this scarf, "What does this scarf remind you of?" Because I was at loss for a name, and she's like, "It looks like bacon, Mom." And I'm like, "Okay, the bacon scarf. We've got that." Um, and the book has a lot of stitch diagrams, and I tried to make them readable. And let's see what else. La, la, la. I'm not going to bore you too much with this. I do even show you how you can block your shawl. It's not an absolute requirement, but it really does add a lot to stitch definition, and I really think it's worth doing. And I do have, I think, some links in the bottom of this video description that where I have my blocking material. Of course, you can buy these anywhere. I mean, you don't have to just stick with my links. You know better than that. And I'm excited. I'm going to be able to meet the lady tomorrow, I hope, to who dyed this yarn. This is the Frogget Yarn Company. They have these beautiful sets of 5 different shades from dark to light. And I might get tempted with her again with her yarn. So, and of course, last but not least, the Phoenix shawl, which is also on the back cover. So there are 10 designs in here. They all have complete video uh, tutorials for right and left handers, um, stitch diagrams. I think all that you need, plus the written words. If you're just a word person, that's how I learned to crochet because that's all we had. We didn't have fancy pictures and rarely had color pictures. So anyway, um, oh, good idea. Knit, purl, and squirrel with Granny D. Thompson said, "Could we get a link for the leather piece you just shared?" Hmm. Let me put her link, her general link, jeweldesigns.com. And let me see if I can look that up for you real quickly. Give me a second here. You can look it up very fast. Jewel Designs, if you go under shop. Uh, hmm. Shawl pins. No, 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 no. Huh, I'm having a hard time finding it actually. Um, Let me look it up. Oh, okay, it did pop up. Okay, it's called Women's Wealth Screw In. That's a bag strap. You don't want a bag strap. You want the Women's Wealth double wrap simple snap leather cuff. Let's go ahead and get that. Okay, again, be prepared for not a cheap price here. This one is actually $48. So I just want you to be prepared. But just remember living wage, and it is a good quality. So I did put it in the description below. Um, oh, Felicia wants to know, what's the name of your new book? Duh. I guess that would be helpful. It's called Celtic Crochet Shawls and Scarves. Okay. And I've got a beautiful mommy on the front, my daughter-in-law, and a beautiful mommy on the back, my daughter, who is actually expecting in that picture. I'm so excited for her. Something about suffering loss, it just makes it just more exciting um, when things start to go your way. Anyway, thank you for asking that question, Sandra. Yes, it's in my Etsy shop. It's also available on Amazon, and it could be on uh, Walmart.com, but I'm not sure. And Kelly wants to know, can you show us how many ways that you can wear that scarf just shown? Well, let me give it a try. Not sure how well the colors are going to go with what I'm wearing. You can wear it as a longer scarf. I like to you can kind of double wrap it and it can actually go, outside the collar. You can go, this could go inside the collar very easily. This could look really good. You can vary the length. You can do a lot with this. I think these would look really nice if you were into, like, say, tank tops and stuff like that. I don't usually wear tank tops anymore, but, yeah, you can do a lot of things with this. You can also vary the length. You don't have to make it the exact length I made it. You don't even have to have the exact yarn. I would suggest that you stick with a cotton or breathable yarn. For the summertime, you probably don't wanna make this out of acrylic. It might be a sweaty kind of a piece. So I would definitely, stick with a natural breathable fiber. All right. Um, and Lynn, so good to see you in the chat. She says, thank the Lord for you, Sister Bonnie, and everyone in the chat. I hope all is well with you and everyone today. Yes, yes, we have much to be thankful for. No matter what happens, we have so much to be thankful for. And it's so beautiful outside right now, Lynn. I am often in touch with my friend Barbara, which I love seeing photos and talking with her from Alaska. And they are just now getting rid of some of the snow. I think they're starting to see the ground a little bit up there now. Our grass is just this vibrant, bright spring green color. Hubby had to take the snow blower off the lawn tractor and put the blades, get a new belt for it. Had to cut the grass a few days ago. It looks beautiful outside. Um, so yeah, we have so much to be thankful for. And thank you, Miss Debbie LW. She likes the blanket, the bonbon blanket. Thank you so much. And Dorothy says, good morning from South Dakota, where it finally rained a bit. Yay. Um, and we have Yarrow N June. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Good afternoon from Poland. Wow. I finished work and now can chill with you all. Wow. Well, thank you for joining us from Poland. Um, hearing that that's where you're from just triggered a thought with me when we were driving. I think we were driving around Slovenia. Gee whiz, that was when we were in Italy, if I'm thinking correctly. And I remember seeing trucks from Poland. I've never been to Poland, but we saw a lot of tractor trailer trucks from there. And I thought, oh, this is amazing. And so even though we're adults, we were playing the license plate game in Europe, trying to find out how many countries, because when you're in Europe driving, it's like going from state to state in the US. You see how many states can you get on license plates, in the US, and you write them down. And I'm trying to think, I know we had over 20, between 20 and 30, I think it was like 25 or so, different countries license plates that we were able to spot. Of course, we were including um, San Marino, which is a very small independent country inside, landlocked by Italy, which we had visited. So we were concluding, the San Marino, and of course the Vatican, and all of these other small places, Lithuania. I mean, I mean, which one am not that, not Lithuania. Anyway, we were including a lot of, the smaller entities as well, but we came up with over 25. So thank you for joining us. I'll just say Yarrow. Thank you. And Denise, so good to have you here. Thank you, Ola Joe, on the thumbs up on the blanket. It's an older piece. This was made during the pandemic, but sometimes there's so much going on. Bring out the older stuff because it's new for a lot of people here. Um, Oh, wow. Well, we will definitely be thinking about your brother and pray for him, Kelly. Thank you for sharing that with us. So we have Johanna, says, good afternoon, Ms. Bonnie. Blessings to you and everyone here. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And thank you for encouraging Hannah, Lynn. That's so kind of you. And, let's see. And thanks for the reminder on the thumbs up, Ola Joe. I appreciate that. And, Martha says, okay, talking with Kelly in is it he met in Riverside County? Wow. And Ekstrom says, another nice shirt, Bonnie. Shirts really suit you. Oh, thank you. I happen to be another lady who should get more shirts. I notice it every time I put one on and then I forget. Ha ha. Yeah, I've been thank you, Ekstrom. I've been trying to get some newer things because quite honestly, the older don't fit anymore. And it's not because they're big. Okay. And by the way, if you have a Costco near you, this is 100% cotton. It's like a gauze material. And they're like, I don't know, 11 or $12, very inexpensive. But again, quality fiber. That means something to me. They had cheaper shirts there that were 100% polyester, and I just even if they're pretty, I can't wear polyester. It just makes me sweat. That's why I'm a when it comes to like wearables, I'm really into, the bamboo, the cotton, and I'm trying to push you all towards that a little bit, just gently, just so that you can understand and learn. I mean, a lot of you probably already know this stuff, but you know, I didn't even just several years ago. I was not as discerning. I didn't understand fiber in the way that I do now because of working with so many different types of yarn. I've learned a ton. And I've learned to appreciate the finer things in life when it comes to yarn. And I understand, I don't use the expensive stuff for everything you can. It's impractical. I definitely use the paint box yarn, Simply Aran. It's a great price. It's a good product. 100% acrylic. I love it. I made right behind me the Harriet's Easy sweater wrap out of 100% acrylic, and I wasn't going to spend a lot of time on it, but it's basically a stole, and behind you have you have a longer section behind to keep your behind um, warm. It keeps all of you warm, not just your shoulder in the wintertime. I know we're moving from the cold weather to the warm weather now, but all that means is that when you go inside, if you live in a warm area, I've shared this before. Like I grew up in South Florida and I carried a jacket with me all the time, all the time. The hotter, even so, I carried a jacket because as soon as you go indoors anywhere, it's about 30 to 40 degrees colder and you will freeze, especially if you've been sweating. God's natural cooling system, which cools you down, you go into cold air conditioning, you know what happens, you freeze. Um, Happened to me the other day up here. We went into a Chick-fil-A. Actually, I was out with my husband and we no, I was out with my husband, the whole gang with, Caleb and his wife and our little grandson, and we went into Chick-fil-A to get lunch, and whew, it was, like, cold in there. So I had a jacket on, my husband did not. He's like, "Ooh, it's cold," and I'm like, "That's why I wear a jacket every time I go." But anyway, so even though this is a warmer, to keep you warm, the shawl is something you can carry. As I've said before, this is inspired by a cape style shawl that my mom carried with her in South Florida everywhere, especially to the grocery store in the freezer department where everything is very cold. Um, so anyway, just to say, I just went off on a tangent about fiber. So okay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back now. Um, all right. So thank you, Ekstrom, for that nice comment. Again, Costco, these are at Costco. They have like 3 or 4 different colors. The white one is really nice. I've got one in white in my closet now. So I'm hoping to get through the summer. And I like the neckline on this because it does kind of help when, if you've gained weight like I have, and I'm not worried about it. It's just it's what do we call it? This is insurance. So if I do get sick, I've got insurance here, so I don't have to worry about, withering away, at least not right away. But it does help to have a nice neckline. It just accentuate, just looks better, I think. So thank you. Thank you for that nice comment. And Janet says, good afternoon from Manchester, UK. Wow. Another another friend about ready to probably sit down and eat supper or dinner or whatever you call it in Manchester. And Susie, hi, back to you from East Texas. Wow. Um, and Rolling with Rosie and Friends. Welcome. That's a great handle there. Um, I say a lot. Sorry about that. It's live. There we go again. And we have let's see. And Stacy says, "Good morning from Nebraska. Still morning here. First time catching your live." Well, welcome, Stacy. I'm so glad I got to your comment. Sometimes I'm really slow on getting to these. Well, let me go ahead and talk a little bit about the video coming on Monday. I'm not going to say a lot about it because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I'm going to be talking about these. Do you know what these are? These are called pendulum yarn holders. And I'm not even going to demonstrate it. I'm going to be a real pill today. I'm going to have you look at the video. If you are a watch subscriber, I uploaded this video to the channel this morning. So you can watch this and you can see my opinion is purely my opinion. I have 5 different varieties of these, and I have been playing with them for a few months. I got these before Christmas, with the exception of one other model, with actually with 2 of them. But I bought them before Christmas. I've been playing with them and experimenting. Do I like this? Do I not like it? Um, so I'll let you look at that when it comes out on Monday. Let me know what you think. Do you use a pendulum style yarn holder or a yarn genie? Was I think the original, and I'm going to talk about the yarn genie in the video. But I've got 5 of them all lined up, and I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to have links available. Should you be interested in them? Again, I nobody paid me anything. Actually, it cost me money to make the video because I had to buy 4 out of the 5. My daughter-in-law loaned me hers for the evaluation as well. So look for that on Monday. If you're a watch subscriber, it is there now. If you are a watch subscriber, you would also be interested to know that I have uploaded the recording of Tuesday's Zoom class on the introduction to broomstick. And let me just give you a little teaser. This is what we made. I know this is just a swatch, so don't judge me. This is just a swatch. This was not intended to be a project, but we were learning how to do broomstick lace, just an introduction. And we, as you can see, we did some experimenting here with singles, and then we did some experimenting with doubles, and then we did some experimenting with little twist. So if you see some of these coming to my channel soon, don't be surprised. But we learned, and this side, you notice, is bigger. We learned how to do increases. There's so much you can do with this fun stitch that I think is often times misunderstood or neglected. Who wants to do a broomstick? Well, I do. So if you see some stitches like this coming to my channel soon, I do have a broomstick scarf, however, from years ago on my channel, if you're interested in looking at that. Um, this is that stitch that used to, in the old days, be made using a real broomstick. Of course, now we use a size 50 or 25 millimeter knitting needle. And the pair that I showed you a couple weeks ago that I got from Amazon, I got the little circular 25 millimeter knitting needle circular set. That works beautifully for broomstick. It's a lot easier to hold than that really big red 25 millimeter stick. So anyway, the video for the right-handed is up. I'm in the process of doing the left-handed one. So I need to just add that to the channel once. I'll probably do that later this afternoon. So if you're a subscriber to my watch channel and you're a lefty, it'll be coming soon. I promise. I just almost forgot to convert it to that. If you don't know what the watch channel is, there's a link in the video description below where you can look at it. It's an ad-free, spam-free way of looking at a lot of my content. All my content that I do currently is posted there. Whenever there are patterns that are available, if you follow me for very long, you know I don't do free patterns, or not very many. Once in a blue moon, I might, but I'm part of that strategy is to not devalue what we do, is to not devalue crochet, um, whether it be a designer work or just crocheting something for sale or whatever. I mean, it's fine to give your stuff away as for special gifts. I get that. I do that too. We all do that. But I'm talking those of us who, have had trouble with, being devalued. So I'm not going to devalue my work. So my work is not going to be available for free, as far as the written patterns. But if you are a watch subscriber, you can download many of my written patterns. It's just complimentary. It's there for you if you are a regular subscriber. So if that's something you're interested in, it's $7.95 a month or $79.50 for the year. It also includes Zoom classes, which are about once a month. I mean, once in a while, like when you have family weddings and babies being born and stuff like that, I might miss a month here or there, but we'll try to make up for it in other ways. But we will have a live Zoom something every month. And again, that's no extra charge. That's just part of the membership. And again, all it's ad free. If you get bugged by the commercials popping up, well, yeah, you might want to consider this as an option. A lot of channels are now, and YouTube is kind of pushing me to do this, to do memberships on the YouTube platform here. But I've decided to stay where I am. I'm going to keep the watch channel separate. And part of that is even if you're a member and you watch my material, it's going to have ads if it's here. So at least this way on the watch channel, and also I don't sell your information. Nobody's going to know what you're watching or any of that. I don't share that information with anybody. So just to let you know, it's not like the Google search engine that's studying everything you do. That's not what the watch channel is about. It's kind of a way to pull away from all of that, and you can just watch freely what you want. And if you ever have any issues getting to things, you can just contact me, bonniebay@me.com. Don't go through the watch channel. That takes you to Vimeo. Just to let some of you who may have tried to um, just come to me directly, bonniebay@me.com, and I can help you so much faster than Vimeo can. All right. I told you about the Frederick Fiber Festival. May 13th, again, just indulge me for another minute, y'all, with my watch folks. May 13th, we're gonna have a guest teacher, and again, this is my friend Jennifer Ryan, and she is an award-winning crocheter. She has a very exclusive way of doing things with her Celtic knots, and she's going to do another Celtic knot workshop. And let me show you. She sent me a picture of what we're going to be making. We're going to be making a pin, and this can easily be converted to be used as a shawl pin. Isn't this beautiful? If you can see that. So this is in 2 different colors. This is if you wanna make it in green, or how did I do that? Or if you wanna make it in white, you can make it any color you want. You're gonna probably need some DK weight cotton yarn, but I'll get the materials list to you, as soon as I can. But that's coming May 13th, um, from 2 to 4. That's gonna be Eastern Time on Zoom. So you'll be able to, talk with her and back and forth for a couple of hours. And the last year she taught us how to make this beautiful keychain. I still have mine. I'm afraid to use it because I don't want it to get messed up. But it's just lovely. And again, that's no extra cost. That's just for being a member of the Watch channel. And thank you, Hannah. Is that scarf that I showed you? Good question. Is that scarf that I showed you on the on it? Okay. Yes, the scarf that I showed you. Let me go ahead and get this down. This is actually on my YouTube channel, and there's a link in the video description below that says the summer and spring things that I showed you. It's the name of the playlist is Quick Gifts, but if you click on that, I put the link down in the video description, and you can just scroll until you see the picture. You will see this scarf. It's on the background with the white top. These look really nice. Any of these look really nice with white tops. And I'm show you another one. This is one that is a Mobius scarf, which means it has a little bit of a twist in it, which is really fun to wear. Again, made with the bamboo uh, the bamboo yarn that I showed you from Good Loops Yarns. So, yeah, they are in that playlist that's in the video description. So, and I'm going to show you a bunch of other things in just a minute here. Um, Let me just get through the newsy things here first. So, to, in a week from tomorrow, I believe that's May 3rd. Can you believe we're getting into May already? I will be at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival from 12:30 to 2 with my book, and I may bring a couple other books too. I might bring a few of my books. I will be there at the Maryland Sheep and Wool where the author's tent is, or the author's signing. What you would do is you would just ask someone, where do they have the author's book signing? And someone should be able to point you in that direction. You should be given a map that'll have that written on it. I'll be there from 12:30 to 2. I'll probably be there a little earlier, probably be there after 2:30, just walking around just to see what's happening. I'll be signing books. I will be set up to take either cash or credit. So I'll be all set up. If you wanted to look at those, I can sign them however you want. Um, and generally, there's not a lot of people that go to these. So if you're looking to come, we probably have plenty of time to talk. It has not been heavily attended in the past, so I don't know how it's going to be this time, but it's supposed to be closer to where the action is. So maybe, maybe it'll be a good day there. But if you've never been to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival, it is huge. Bring your best walking shoes. Don't bring your fancy shoes because they're going to get dirty. It's at a fairgrounds, at the Howard County Fairgrounds in Maryland. Right off, I think it's right off of 70. It's right off of a highway. I think it's 70, but I'm not sure. Um, I only go there like once a year, so I forget these things. But anyway, so I will be there May 3rd, 12:30 to 2. Um, yeah, and again, if you want to meet up afterwards, text me. Text me. I don't want to give my text out to everybody. Email me. I'll be glad to. We can try to work something out. Two other events that are coming up for your calendar. I'll just give them to you real quick, and then we'll move on to some show and tell. Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival, August 22nd through the 24th. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday now, instead of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And it's going to be in Green Tree, Pennsylvania, which is just outside of Pittsburgh. I'm going to be teaching 4 classes there. And if you want to sign up, that will be starting the 1st of May, first week in May. That will open up. And class sizes are limited, so you want to sign up soon. And if you're not interested in learning crochet, maybe you want to expand into sewing or knitting or even spinning or quilting. Those classes are going to be available for you too. I encourage you, if you've never been to any kind of a fiber conference like this where you stay overnight and kind of marinate in it all, you're really missing out. You really should consider Pittsburgh. It's a very cost-effective way to do it. The classes are not crazy expensive like they can be at other conferences. And I'm saying that as a teacher. I know, I know, because that's all I'll say about it. But I believe the classes are very economically priced, and the yarn market is wonderful. It's all indoor and air conditioned. So like when you go to the Maryland Sheep and Wool, it's going to be great, but it's going to be subject to whatever outside weather is, because it's intense. It's not air conditioned, but Pittsburgh is. So you can meet people, you can have lunch with them, you can get to know people over, extended period of time. It's really fun. Now, I'm going to be going to a new one this fall, October 23rd through the 25th, Prince Edward Island Fiber Festival up in Canada. I'm really excited about this one. Never been to Prince Edward Island, never been to this festival. It's going to be at the Delta Hotels Prince Edward, 18 Queen Street in Charlottetown. You may be familiar with Anne of Green Gables, where this is where the story takes place. This is where she's from, Prince Edward Island. So I'm really excited to visit. It's going to be towards the end of the fall. So, or in the fall. So Definitely check that out, especially if you're from Canada, you wanna come, come over to the eastern side there, check it out. If you've never been to Canada, you wanna come from the States, please come visit with me. I'm gonna be driving up, so it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna take our Toyota Highlander with 265,000 miles on it and hope for the best. Um, and because I'm gonna be carrying a lot of gear, so I can't just hop in the Miata and get there. So I'm gonna be taking our old reliable. So I'm looking forward to that. And from M says, "What's the best yarn for a summer wearable top?" Good question. I would say cotton. Let me show you some yarn. Actually, one second here. I'm going to reach over and get this box. Okay. I'll show you my favorite. Of course, anything breathable, cotton, bamboo, rayon, that's all good in my book. Um, there goes the again. I did design a new top last year, and this is what I used. Okay. And this is my favorite, bamboo pop sock. And why do I like this? Well, it's cottony, it's bamboo, and it has just a tad bit of elasticity to it. And it comes in complementary solids. And look at some of the colors I have here. I mean, this is just beautiful. Aren't these nice? Again, let me let you look at the tag. Bamboo pop sock. This looks like a very small ball of yarn, but let me tell you the yardage. It's going to surprise you if I can find it on the tag. There it is. This is 492 yards or 450 meters. This is a 55% bamboo, 37% cotton, 8% PBT, which is like spandex. Okay. So it gives it just a tad bit of stretchiness. So you can make tops that are a little more, form fit. So and it'll give with you, give and take. So here's another. So and again, they do have, and this is just a small sampling that I have. They do have it in solids as well. So this is from Universal Yarn. So bamboo pop sock. Sometimes they have this on sale. I have seen this a lot in local yarn stores. The boutique, smaller yarn stores. Generally, Michaels, Joann's, they don't carry this kind of yarn. And they used to average between $9 and $11 for a ball of that yarn. I don't know what it's going to be, inflation. I don't know what that's going to be like. So I'm gonna go over a little bit, just to let you all know. I'm probably not going to be able to get through all of the chat, but let me go ahead and try to do some shout outs to some folks. So we have Roland with Rosie and friends from Illinois. Wow. Another Illinois. We got a lot of people from Illinois in the chat, which is wonderful. Lynn and I think Linda is also. Um, and Jane Scott. So good to have you in the chat. Says, "Hi, Bonnie. Hope all is well with you and you had a wonderful Easter." Yes, ma'am. Spent it with family, with one of my grandsons, and we just had a wonderful time playing bubbles, playing with Grandpa's remote control truck that he likes to run around out in the front yard. He got a kick out of that. We just had so much fun and meeting some neighbors. We even colored some eggs. We haven't done that. I haven't done that personally in probably 15 years. So we were able to do some dyeing of hard-boiled eggs. Now I've got a dozen and a half hard-boiled eggs to eat, but hey, it was fun to dye them. And we have Knit, Pearl, and Squirrel with Granny D. Thompson. Wow. So good to see a new name in the chat there. And Vima's Crochet waving right back at you. How are you, my friend? And Stacy says, "Where is the 10 ball of yarn sale that you were talking about? What's the store name?" Okay, if you look it up, it's there is um a link in the video. If you just look at the Easter yarn, that'll get you to the site and then you can look around for it. It's the name of the site is Lovecrafts, just all one word, lovecrafts.com. And if you look for the paint box yarn, paint box simply Aaron, Those are the ones that are 45% off, but again, only when you buy packs of 10. Otherwise, it's still like 35 or 40. It's still not bad if you buy them individually. And let's see, we have Denise and let's see, Margita from Sweden. Wow, thank you for joining us. All these wonderful places that we're learning about. Um, and we have Cindy Stitchmaker, and she's from Virginia too. You guys are not too far from me. I have some messages. Yes. Ah, Bobby is in the chat. Hey, Bobby. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Um, and let's see. And Lovecraft says, I'd love to try a cotton bamboo blend. Any recommendations? Yeah, like the ones I just showed you. Universal Yarn Pop Sock is probably my favorite. And again, the Eco Fusion is a really nice blend. I think if you're looking for something for a wearable, I think I would go more with the Universal. I think it's a better value overall, and it washes really well. I have some tops that I've washed. I don't put them in the dryer. If I wash them, I may put them in a lingerie bag, throw them into my front loader washer machine. It's not a twisty kind. It's just a front loader, which just flops it around, which is safer, I think. And then I will lay it flat to dry. I do not put it in a dryer after that. And from Wild Wool. Hi, Bonnie, watching from Bonn, ooh, in Germany. I want to take the opportunity to thank you for your excellent tutorials and first-class designs. Oh, thank you. I made 3 of your blankets and get compliments all the time. Oh, thank you so much. Um, and we just to let you know, Wild Wool, we enjoyed visiting your country. Our family was able to visit back in 2013, and we had a wonderful time along the countryside there. Bobby wants to know when I'm going to come back to visit him. I'm not sure yet, Bobby. There might be a possibility this summer. It just depends on how I travel down to Georgia this year. I'm going to be on baby watch with Becky starting in early July. So I don't know if I'm going to fly there or if I am going to ride my car all the way down. I really don't want to drive all that way. It's close to a 20-hour drive, 18 to 20 hours, depending on how you hit Atlantic traffic and how you get out of Washington, D.C. traffic. So I just don't know. We'll see what condition my back is in because I want to arrive to serve my daughter in a very healthy way. I want my back to be healthy. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll let you know. We can be in touch on that. Let me go ahead and show you. I promised to show and tell, and I just talk all the way through again. All right, let me just show you some quick pictures. Here's some more that you can make. Here's another Mobius scarf. Again, this is in that playlist that I put in the video description. Here's a very long scarf and very long and skinny so that you can double it. You can also triple it. You can do a lot of different things with this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. You can take a design that I used wool for, like the Abigail shawl, and you can make it out of bamboo. This is actually a bamboo yarn. You can see how drippy it is. It's nice. It can keep you warm if you need a little extra layer, but it will not overheat you. Okay. You can take, this is some of that cotton yarn that I got in Michael's. I think it's from Premier Yarns. And I actually got 1 ball of yarn, and I think I made 2 of these with 1 ball of yarn. So this is 100% cotton. This is also on my channel, although the scarf is more of a blue, kind of a medium blue and white. It's an easy beginner design, very easy. Here's another bamboo scarf with different colors. It's again one that you can easily double and wear or leave hanging long. Okay, here's another one. Again, these are all cotton. Here's another one. This is, again, the Premier Cotton. It's a number 2 weight. I made this a long time ago. Very, very fun. Again, that's very similar to the other one that I made. I just added fringe to it. This is something that I really enjoy in the summertime and spring. If you're walking around, this is a crocheted 100% cotton. This is a backpack. It has cables on it. The back does not. And then it's an easy pull string. And for these, I use the paracord, but you can also use the real thick hemp as well. So it's whatever you prefer. So these work really well. And then you just wear it as a backpack. And I like to decorate with really pretty beads. So again, a very fun, easy project. You can line these, but this particular stitch, you really don't even need to line it. So that makes it a little bit lighter. I do have lots of like pot holders and dishcloths. I have fancier ones than this, but these are just ones that I grabbed real easy. Like very beginning. This is like an absolute beginner single crochet dishcloth. These are just lots of fun things. And this is, I'll say, one of my favorites. Phone bags. If you don't want to carry, an entire, purse around with you, or who does? And these you can easily see. I just slip knotted it. You can undo the slip knot, and you can, through a slip knot, you can adjust the length. You can wear it around your neck. You can wear it, around, crossbody, whatever you want to do. I do recommend, though, that you use the nylon rather than the acrylic, because you don't want to lose your cell phone. You don't want it to go, crash and burn. So this is very strong. And let me show you how you just slip it in there. And there you go. And if you want to add a little button loop over that, you can. I don't really find that necessary. And it holds this very well, holds its shape extremely well. You can't really stretch it much. And the same with this. It's very, 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 nice and tight. All right. And a couple of other things. I don't think I've ever shown you these. And since I got, this is not a paid endorsement, but my favorite soda. And I've got these little, obviously this is not a cold drink, but if it were, I've got these little cozies, and look how they stretch. Okay. What makes it do that? It's the yarn, and I'm going to show you the yarn. But this is really great if you don't want to get, rings on your furniture, or you just want to, maybe you're outside crocheting and you don't want your hands to get all, all wet from the sweating of your drink. You can just slip one of these on, and they fit a number of different sizes. They expand a lot. And here's another one, very easy to make. And here's a larger one with some cabling. And here's another one. And again, the same deal, very stretchy. Okay, so let me show you the yarn that I used for this. If I can get the thing undone. Here we go. Okay, here is, okay, it's called Fixation. It's a Cascade yarn brand. It's called Fixation. Again, it's one of these with cotton. Here's one that's been unrolled a bit. Cotton. Not a huge amount of stretch, but enough. You can see when you crochet it, you get a lot of snap back, so it's not going to fall off. And they comes in, here's the bag, a number of different colors. So these are always really fun. Go to, especially for, quick projects, or maybe even projects for summer craft fairs. These are really fun. So I'm going to just stack these over here. And I cannot believe it's 1 o'clock. Oh my goodness. But let me just check to see if there's anybody else here. So I hope that was helpful today. I just wanted to, cast a little bit of a vision for what we can do in the summer because I know a lot of people just put their hooks away and wait until the fall. And but some of us are just we just want to keep going and just do all these other fun things. So, and if there's something special that you would like me to even attempt to make, let me know. If there's something that you'd like to see more of on my channel, I'm not going to be doing little cute little animals. I will say that because that's just not my thing. And there are so many other more wonderful crocheters out there doing that well. So I'm not going to even try to hold a candle to what they're doing. But I'm going to be, doing more of what I have. But if there's something that you think that I should add to it, please let me know. Please let me know. I will definitely consider what you send to me, or what, or at least give me an idea. I would love to know that. Let me just see who we have. We have Connie in the chat from Coopersville, Michigan. Wow. Thank you for coming to my Friday Fun Live. And Susan, Susie Pop's Creation. So glad that you can join us too. I love the things that you do. And Knit Pearl and Squirrel with Granny D says, I had some shawl cuffs. Wonder where those are. Oh, I know what you I know the feeling. Where did I put that thing? Every time I come back into town from being in South Carolina for a couple weeks, it's like, now where in the world did it go? Especially if I have to pack it and bring it back and forth. Oh, thank you for the thumbs up, Susie Pops. And have Anna Marie. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. And Stacy, thank you for being here. And Felicia and Anna Marie is from St. Louis. Wow. St. Louis, Missouri. I was there one time, missed a plane. um, Stayed in a hotel, but I wanted to see the town, but we did not have time. So glad to have you. And yeah, I love to craft. Hannah is back. So, and I'm so glad you had a good Easter, Kelly. All right. Um, and Ola Joe says Jewel Designs has some very detailed and unique pieces, very well made. You make me want to go. We'll see if I can make this the event. Just came back from Puerto Rico. Still tired from that trip. Oh wow, what a wonderful trip. I so wished I could have been able to go to Puerto Rico years ago to see the large array they had there, or the big space telescope, which was destroyed by a hurricane several years ago. But I'm so glad that you're back, Ola Joe. Had a good trip. And from Phil says, Bonnie, my favorite square is the willow. Can you make some variations like that? Maybe in multiple color combos. Well, I can look that up online to see what you're talking about, Phil. I know that there's a lot of creative things out there. Can you recommend any lightweight summer shawls, please? Well, um, let me think about it. You can honestly, let me grab this one. I'm reading through the comments late, so you probably saw the summer shawls that I showed. Those are really easy and fun. You can take any of these that are in the new book. Just change the yarn to a summery yarn. Or actually, if you even wanted to use the fingering weight, it's still a breathable yarn. It might be a little bit warmer than the cotton, but honestly, if you're inside air conditioning and you just pull this out, it's still very thin, compact, and small. You could carry it in your bag, even if it's made of the superwash merino wool, because wool is still going to be cooler. Yes, listen to this. Wool is still going to be cooler than polyester. Okay. So it could, because it's a natural breathable material. And you will find a lot of knit summer tops are made with wool. Yeah. Or a wool blend. So yeah, I mean, it's not my first choice for a summer top. I prefer the cottons and the bamboos, but I mean, there are a lot of patterns out there that do call for wool in summer tops. So, like I said, still I think a better material than 100% acrylic because that's just going to burn you up. It's it's really going to be hot. Okay. Um, can I tell folks what nylon yarn looks like? Hmm. Ah, well, actually, a lot of yarn can be a blend of merino wool and nylon. This has 25% nylon in it. It's kind of to strengthen the yarn, because this is also called, it's either fingering weight. You can also call it sock weight. Some people may use it for sock weight yarn. It does strengthen the merino wool. Um, so, so yeah, I don't have pure nylon, although if you do have, I will say this, if you have acrylic, I do have some over here in a box that's acrylic nylon blend. And I will say that if you do have nylon yarn, please don't try to break it with your hands. You will cut you will cut yourself. It will cut into your skin because nylon is as strong as that. It's just another artificial, it's just another man-made uh, fabric. I mean, like nylons, if anybody ever wears pantyhose, that's nylon. But anyway, I hope I answered that question. Do you have an easy Celtic bag pattern? Um, I think I think this could be an easy Celtic. I mean, easy as far as cabling goes. Um, this actually is in my Celtic cables or crochet cables made easy book. This is actually one of the designs, and it's using you're learning how to do it the four post cable. That's all it is the four post cable in the round. And then you do alternating ribbing at the top. Very, very simple. Starting working single crochets in the round to begin. Very, very easy, but yet practical designs. All right, I am going to have to release Hannah here. I am so sorry if I missed anybody today. I see Wanda Gordon, um, Laretha Dixon. She says, I love Pepsi too. Would like pattern for bottle holder. Yes, it should be in my Lovecraft store. It is in my Lovecraft store. It's also in, do I have the book here? No, I don't. Yes, I do. It's also in this book. This is an older book, Cable Crochet Made Easy. It's one of the designs in this book. And, I could even try to make that public. I may look into making that one public soon for the summer. Um, and Jesus Joy 7 says, I've used 100% nylon yarn. It's very soft and stitches really well. Yeah, it will have a lot of drape too, probably. Phil says, poly sweatster is what I call it. Yeah, I'm of that age too, Phil. I can do that. Now, some people who are cold natured love polyester. I just see so many beautiful things made out of it. And I'm like, I would buy that dress or that top or whatever, but I can't wear it. I would have sweat marks on it first time I wear it. Um, and I'm getting a lot of questions here. All right. Well, and all right. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today. I'm sorry to have kept you so much longer, Hannah. I'm so sorry to have kept you longer, but you were late anyway, so I feel like it's okay. I hope you don't mind me saying that. Well, let me go ahead and I want to read a little bit. I've been reading, I just finished Numbers in the Old Testament, and then I'm in the middle of reading some Psalms. And which one did I want to read today? Okay, Psalm 36, verses 5 through 9. I just wanted to read this. Found it very encouraging. I'm going to skip over the part about the wicked, that encouraged me too. But I'm going to start because I want to encourage you all. Again, just thanks for indulging me in this. Um, I don't do this to make anybody feel guilty or to push anything that you don't want on you. That's not my mode at all. This is just who I am. I can't do a thing without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I love reading his word. And so I'm going to read from Psalm 36, starting with verse 5, and then I'll end at 9. Your steadfast love, O Lord, extends to the heavens, your faithfulness to the clouds. Your righteousness is like the mountains of God. Your judgments are like the great deep. Man and beast you save, O Lord. How precious is your steadfast love, O God. The children of mankind will take refuge in the shadow of your wings. They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light do we see light. So I'm going to end it right there, and just thank you for being here. Thank you for making this fun for me, and just for your questions. And again, if I didn't get to your comment, I'm so sorry. I'm not intentionally avoiding anybody. We just run out of time. This is such a wonderful group. And again, don't forget, if you are gonna be at, the Frederick Fiber Festival, email me, bonniebay@me.com. I don't promise anything, but, maybe we can meet somewhere, or just, I would love to get to meet you, if you're in the area, and if not, don't worry about it. So anyway, you all have a fantastic week, and I look forward oh, that's right, next week, I'm not gonna be here on Friday. I may go live on Thursday instead, but I am not quite sure yet. But I just wanted to let you all know I'm going to be I'm going to be a judge I'm going to be judging crochet designs that are entered into the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival on Friday, and then don't forget the book signing next Saturday. I'll see what I can do next Thursday, but just know that next Friday I'm going to be busy working at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. Well, you all have a fantastic week. God bless. Bye bye.